Are your receivers getting absolutely locked up in man coverage? If so, don't worry. It's not because your players are slow or unathletic. It's most likely because your offense isn't putting your receivers in situations that make it easier for them and harder for their defender. But I'm going to show you how. Welcome back to Next Level Flag, where we talk about real strategies that actually work in flag football. Today, I'm going to show you the most consistent way to beat man coverage in 7-on-7, and it has nothing to do with having the fastest players on the field, although that does make it easier. A lot of offenses don't have a real plan when it comes to beating man-to-man defense. Some teams just rely on getting open or beating their guy. And those are great generic ideas, but they're not real plans for how to actually accomplish them. Depending on your players to win one-on-one every snap will cause your team to struggle moving the ball, especially if you don't have elite athletes. There are quite a few strategies for beating man-to-man defense, including crossing routes at full speed, option routes, double moves, compressed formations. But there's one that is really easy for any offensive scheme or personnel to utilize, and that's running defenders through manufactured traffic. For example, this play has a specific goal of getting the center open by running two other receivers and their defenders towards the center's defender. Now he has to navigate through four whole bodies to stay with his man, whether he tries to go over the top, underneath, or through the traffic. It's nearly impossible for him to keep up with the center and keep him from getting enough space to catch a pass and run after the catch. This is the type of play that can easily be added to any offense and be flipped to run either direction. Another very common concept that accomplishes the same goal is mesh. Mesh is a passing concept where two receivers run shallow crossing routes from opposite sides, passing so closely that their defenders almost run into each other. In this play, both defenders are chasing their receivers as they run towards one another. One of the defenders will have to adjust his path somehow to avoid colliding with his teammate. Either way, the receiver gains the separation needed to catch a pass and run after the catch. Obviously, if you continue to gash defenses with these concepts, they will try to adjust, and they have a few options. They could get out of man-to-man defense and fall into a zone, in which case your mission is accomplished. You beat their man defense and force them out of it. Or they could start trying to switch receivers mid-play, which is very hard to do because it requires clear communication and the ability to change direction quickly enough to keep up with a receiver who's already moving at full speed. They could also try and adjust their alignment depths, making it easier for them to cross paths without switching. But in either of these cases, you are still making it significantly harder for the defense to be effective. There will be breakdowns in communication and assignment. Now, you have a plan to capitalize on those mistakes. Like I said, there are multiple strategies for beating man defense, and the more you're able to utilize, the better prepared you'll be. You need an offense that has multiple answers for man and zone defenses, but is also simple enough for you and your players to fully execute. That's something that I've put together in my balanced attack system. If you want something that's already put together like we talked about and ready to go, check it out in the description. But even if you just start with the stuff we talked about in this video, you will immediately improve your effectiveness at beating man defense. If this helped you at all, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.